Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Arlene Dijamco, the MultiDimensional MD. My mission is to help bring the intuitive aspects of health back to medicine in practical and tangible ways so that you can access deeper healing and experience more peace, love, and joy in your everyday lives. So, as you might know, each week I will sit in meditation and come up with a topic that I feel called to talk about. Oftentimes, these will be themes that I see in the week, in my own life, in my patients' lives, in the world around me. And this week, the theme of emotional freedom and health has come up because this is so integral in every aspect of our being. And so first I'm going to talk about like what is emotional freedom, and then I'll talk about ways and perspectives that you can use to help shift into accessing more emotional freedom so that you can feel more free in your lives and how you move through each day. So the first is, what is emotional freedom? So, emotional freedom means that you are able to flow and surf through emotions freely. Your emotions don't have to keep you stuck or afraid to be yourself, to be your true self, the expression of your light and love, that essence of you. The emotions also do not control you. So that doesn't mean that you're not compassionate or empathic. So when you're dealing with your own emotions or the emotions of others, that you do not make decisions that are compromising like who you are, your true nature, your essence, based on your own emotions or the emotions of others. So this means that you actually have to have both compassion and self-compassion. And so many people that come to see me are caretakers and very sensitive people. They're already empathic in nature and very compassionate people. So I will see that they care so much that it can often be overwhelming and make them feel frozen or stuck or um, acting in ways, making decisions in ways that are possibly compromising their own nature. So remember, your true nature, the essence of you is all live. You are this unique emanation of the stillness. So anytime something is more fear-based, it is eclipsing that true nature of who you are. So if you make decisions that eclipse your true nature in order to avoid witnessing someone else's emotional discomfort, or also avoiding your own emotional discomfort, that can keep you trapped. Emotional freedom helps you breathe through your emotions, helps you physically breathe, and helps your cells breathe. So I have seen people to have like their aches and pains like resolve. Even things like fibromyalgia can seem to melt away once you are able to access this emotional freedom, this flow state. So tension in your body, palpitations, headaches, so many things, difficulty speaking, so chronic laryngitis or difficulty swallowing. So I've seen a whole range of symptoms. Also chronic cough. So we talk about like long COVID symptoms, and this emotional freedom is usually some sort of component to that. And it's never you're never just the physical, you're never just the emotional or just the mental. You're all of these things at once because you're a human being. So you're always the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, even the energetic. We talk about your energy body. So you are all of these things. And so today I'm talking about that emotional dimension, and you need that emotional freedom so that the other dimensions of you as a whole being can also feel free. So feel free to express yourself fully and freely, like who you are, that is unhindered. And everybody has these natural gifts that they come into and are born to share with the world. And anytime that you feel you can't share that part of yourself, you won't feel quite balanced. So, and anything that helps you to share those gifts with the world, which are usually um, are are something that is uplifting to the world. So it helps the other people in some way. And so whatever your gifts are some sort of service to the world, and it's fun for you. It helps you be happy. It helps other people be happy as well. So I'm going to go through four different concepts in terms of like how can you have more emotional freedom? How can you access more emotional freedom? So the first is to access your own consciousness, this awareness of your soul. So, this is a sort of self awareness and realizing what you're going through, knowing how you feel, pausing with intense emotions if you need help to process them. So, not rushing through life, not pressuring yourself through them. It's pausing and knowing, how do I feel? And you could do this with every dimension of you. It's like, what am I feeling physically? What am I feeling emotionally? What kinds of thoughts are going through my mind? Are they for my highest good? Are they for the highest good of the world? And you can reflect on it that way. So this gives you a sense of like where you are. So when you have this consciousness, this self-awareness, then the more that you can bring all of these dimensions of you into alignment, meaning the way you feel is an expression of your true essence, your thoughts are an expression of your light and love, and your actions are as well. So and then you start to feel that with your emotions. So once all of these things become aligned, then you feel so good, you feel so balanced, you actually feel untouchable in a way. And this was a part of that emotional freedom where the emotional intensities of others, so whatever they fire at you, whatever they say to you, whatever they might do to try to trigger you, all of a sudden starts to lose its power over you because you know who you are, you know the true essence of you, you know your own light. And so when someone says something to you that doesn't resonate with who you know you are, then you can let that kind of fall away. Like it doesn't ripple through your being. You can meet that with this neutrality of awareness, a neutral awareness where it's like, yeah, I see that. I see that it is a reflection of who they are and where that person is at that moment, but it is not a reflection of me. So that is emotional freedom. And so that consciousness and a self-awareness and that beginning of reflection can help you so much. So as you do this, then as you reflect, you can start to work with your ego mind. And it's not that the ego mind is bad. I love my ego mind because it is part of my human experience. And if you learn how to work with your ego mind, then you can start to build these data points. So you can start to show your mind, like, how are things when I have this self-awareness and when I breathe and allow myself to be? And then how are things when I go against that or I rush through things and I don't have this self-awareness of how I'm feeling in my body, of how I'm feeling in my emotions. And so over time, you will start to be able to build these data points. Your ego mind loves comparison. So why not use that aspect of the ego mind to help it learn? And you can see how quickly kids learn and you can learn too. So if you have this comparison of like, you have this amazing experience, then remind your ego mind of that. Oh, I had this amazing experience. This is how I was through it. This is how I felt free. So you can start to teach your ego mind of how it would like to choose to be more often and how to move and flow through life. So the next concept is this spaciousness and gentleness. So these are hidden superpowers, giving yourself space to be, to have so much love that it can encompass anything you feel or are moving through or going through. And so difficult emotions will teach you to expand, expand, expand. And this is a practice I've done over and over and over again. And I continue to do on a regular basis. So anytime there are difficult situations, now it's started to become more habitual for me. I can either automatically start to expand, but if I don't, I'll check in with myself. What that's consciousness, that self awareness. So if I know that I haven't automatically expanded, then I'll choose to expand and to feel the spaciousness of my being, to allow what feels intense and or difficult to be. So I know that there's this nice nest of love around me that I can just relax and be in. So relax meaning this is an exercise that I tell people. It's like just that free fall. So I will, even if I'm just sitting here like this, I will imagine what would it feel like if my whole body was in a free fall. So that's how much space I could have where I could just keep move like an endless fall, but not without any fear of hitting the bottom. It's just this feeling of freedom. So I will pretend to do that and just imagine that an endless, infinite free fall so that all my body relaxes. And I will still have this uncomfortable emotion that I'm going through, and I will let it be in that free fall. So, that's how gentle you can be with yourself and embrace you no matter what, and learn to walk towards you, embrace yourself no matter what you're going through. So it's not just being present with yourself in the joyful moments, the happy moments, but also in the difficult moments. And in doing so, you actually will access a kind of joy in any kind of difficulty. So gentleness is one of the most underestimated superpowers. I did this when my dad crossed over a few years ago. My body ached, my heart ached for many months. And when I'd feel those emotional aches, I would expand myself and breathe. So I'd breathe into those areas. I'd breathe into the space around me to allow myself to experience whatever I was going through bit by bit as I could without overwhelming myself. So that's how it's a process. It's a journey. It doesn't have to be a one and done fixed thing. And you're not fixing anything, you're experiencing. So I would talk to my ego mind, explaining things that how wonderful it was to be able to have this multi-sensory experience as a human and that we don't have that experience in pure spirit form, because when we're in pure spirit form, there's no pain at all. And that's what I experienced with my dad when he crossed over, just the joy of not having any of that. But then there's also this joy of being human. It's why we love to watch movies, why we love music, why we appreciate art, because all of that helps us to feel, to have this multi-sensory experience. And so by allowing ourselves to feel ourselves in all these different dimensions, then we are allowing ourselves to be human and a human expression of our essence, which is all light and love. So the next thing is grounding and centering. So, when there are emotional intensities, the energies in your physical body and biofield can become imbalanced with too much energy in some parts. So, a kind of a sort of energetic congestion, and not enough energy in other parts. So, you can consider that a partial dissociation or a numbing out of that area. And we need to embody ourselves fully to be grounded and centered. So, even just laying on the ground in a comfortable spot in nature for even 10 minutes can help. One of my patients just did this, and she said she and her husband could feel the difference. They felt tingling in areas as energies redistributed themselves, and this can improve certain aches and pains and maintain a clarity and freedom of being. So small things like that can help you ground and center. And it's literally grounding. So letting the energies kind of grounds, because when you're feeling a lot of intensities, they tend to be more in the upper half of your body and you can feel kind of heady. So, and then I realized that when you are flowing through things, that change can be so difficult, even if it's what you wanted. And I've seen this with so many of my patients. It's like they have more clarity, but then you see things. You are much more aware of the world, and maybe you see things you were numbing out to see. So, yes, I realize even as you feel more balanced, that it can still be difficult. And another example is like when you have a new baby, one of the most beautiful experiences and often one of the hardest ones as well. So you have to expand, 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 and you have to expand your understanding of yourself to move through this transition and feel balance or to return to balance. So in these times, then it can be helpful to give thanks to the universe. You have this infinite trust that everything is happening for your highest good, for the good of all, and that something amazing will come out of it. And these are growing pains, and it's okay to go through growing pains. They're the stepping stones for you to see fully what your potential is, which is infinite potential. So you can always keep expanding, expanding, expanding. So something that I say to myself, it's a mantra that I'll say either in my mind and feel it in my body, or I'll even say it out loud, is thank you. Thank you for whatever is unfolding that I trust is for everyone's highest good. So I might even say this as tears are flowing through emotions. Maybe I like sometimes, when you're going through so much, you don't even necessarily understand how you are feeling. And you don't know if you're happy or sad or all of the above. And chances are it is a mix of emotions. It is a paradox of emotions. And that's part of the difficulty because it's like you feel like you have to choose one way to feel, and that's not true. You can feel all of those things at once. You can be a living paradox. And so once you relax into that, like it doesn't necessarily make sense to the mind. And so that's why you have to talk to your ego mind and talk through it like, yes, you can be a living paradox. Yes, you can be happy and sad at the same time. And see, when you allow yourself to be that paradox, then you give yourself emotional freedom. So instead of trying to be one thing or the other thing, you can be all of those things and honor and respect the multi-dimensional nature of you. So anyway, this is just a brief and a beautiful talk about emotional freedom and what that could mean for you and your health. And you never know what it is and how that can help you. But I will tell you that I really almost every single one of my patients, yeah, as they've been able to flow through this, and I would like to say everyone, even the babies, as they're able to like flow through their emotions, that they are able to kind of pop open their hearts and expand their fields. And you can feel it even in the babies after they've had a difficult birth, and maybe we help them go through their emotions, or the mom has gone through their birth story with them to help them gain some understanding. So what was felt like this before in so much intensity all of a sudden has that spaciousness of understanding and allowing to be. And it's that nice big exhale. It's both an inhale and an exhale, and that constant flow of like inhaling and exhaling. And as you learn to surf physically, as you learn to surf your emotional waves, and you become more practice at it, you won't mind the big waves. You won't mind the intensities. I mean, you look at those pro surfers, they are looking for the big waves. I'm not saying that you need to go seek out emotional intensities. Your life will bring them to you based on however you need to grow. So it'll might go through spots like this, and then you can go through big waves like this, and then kind of in between, and any variation you can think of. But as you learn to surf the emotional waves, you will become more used to it, and you won't mind the intense ones as well, because they are helping you expand, 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 and grow through it and see what you are capable of and the full potential of your being. And I know it's not easy. I've been through many intensities myself, and I'm happy to help you through yours as well. And through these podcasts, if you want to come see me in an appointment, one on one, but this conversation will be continued because it's a lifelong process. It's part of the fun, if you can call it that, of being human. So I hope this has been helpful for you in some way. Please like or subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what can I help explain better, provide more clarity for. And if you'd like to connect with me in other ways, you can at allworldshealth.com. I send my e-love letters out once a week on Wednesdays through All Worlds Health on Instagram, All Worlds Health and Pediatrics on Facebook. Oh, and one last announcement. And we do have All Worlds Foundation that helps to give back and help those in need and to help people access their resilience and recover from emotional stress and trauma. So we've done workshops with different communities. We've done workshops with individuals. We've donated to areas of need. We've taught teen de-stress workshops. We have also like are teaching physicians how to help people through emotional stress and trauma. So if you feel called to, please, if this work has benefited you in some way, then please consider donating through to All Worlds Foundation, and I'll drop the link in the comments below. So I really appreciate all of you being here. Lots of love to you. I believe in you, so I hope that you believe in you too. And I'll see you next week on Wednesday, whenever I get to it. Take care. Bye.